Bring it. Bring my juicy bits.
Juicy bits.
Canadian politics is boring juicy bits.
Canadian politics is boring juicy bits.
There we go.
I was holding a burping the whole time.
Absolutely
Just for
disgusting.
you. Just for
Okay.
you. You know, I realized that like
Congratulations.
I'm never gonna be able to afford the mansion and the race car and the racetrack that I want from this podcast. You know, we do have ads and it does bring us money and that's nice, but I'm just not going to be able to afford the billionaire lifestyle that I was expecting when we first started this. So I got nothing to lose, man. I got nothing to lose. Let's just fucking ASMR, burping, farting all the fucking time. Here you go. See,
Nothing to lose apart from the audience that we spent 2 years building.
Soon it'll just be you and me in a dark room.
Yeah, we won't even need to record anymore. We'll just meet up and I'll just listen to you eat. While I talk to you
20 years.
While I talk to you about interesting current affairs, and you just look at me blankly while you slurp from a can. There we go. That's all. We don't even need. Anyway, we don't even need. I guess. Anyway, I really want to talk to you about this breaking news.
Let's do it.
So this is about. This is.
Oh wait, we have a speak pipe. We have a speak pipe message to play.
Which one?
It was about not doing the thing stuff, not being associated with something.
No, it was a bit confusing. I will play it. Here we go. I'll just play it quick.
I just want to encourage people to use
the tune to the theme of Juicy Bits sounds like the theme of a podcast I'd recommend everyone listen to called Outside In, whereas the AI voice sounds like the theme from Gossip Mongers, a podcast I'd recommend no one listen to.
Well, that was it. Basically, I will check that podcast out, and I won't listen.
So
to the other one.
Check that podcast out. There are about 7 podcasts that I could find with the title Outside In, and none of them had the theme that sounded anywhere remotely like that. So Outside In is apparently a very popular podcast title.
We might need a follow-up speak pipe with a bit more detail, or maybe a link.
Maybe a link would be good, yeah. So we keep encouraging you to leave speak pipes in regards to the topic of the day. That person, thank you very much for leaving that speak pipe. We appreciate that. That person decided to comment on the theme song. That's
Great.
fine. That's fine. Yeah, anything you want. Yeah, comment on my ASMR. So yeah. Okay, so Reese, tell me what you got today. Let's hear
it. It's not a very nice story, to be honest. I mean, did you know that in Shelburne County there was a community that was called Cape Negro? Did you know that?
I did not know this.
They have recently
Shelburne? Is this in Nova Scotia?
Shelburne County, Nova Scotia, yeah. But they've just renamed to Eel Bay, and this was done. This is part of an ongoing push in Nova Scotia to rename outdated and offensive names to communities with the buy-in of the communities themselves. They play a part in kind of coming up with new names and kind of helping kind of go through that process. And this was an example where they decided to change the name. Hey, let's move forward. Also for the community as well. Like if I looked on a map and I saw that on a sign, I probably wouldn't go there. I go, oh my God, that place must be so outdated if they still have that name. I don't think I want to go there and buy a lobster or whatever you do when you go there. Whereas now it's renamed.
That's the only thing you could do.
Now it's renamed. I want to go see if there's eels
for miles.
Now I want to go see if there's eels in that bay. So it's now officially Eel Bay. And so hats off to that small rural community for doing it. But
what was the response?
The response was insane. So let me give you the name. The name is actually very old. The name dates back to 1604.
I'm actually curious. Sorry, no, you know what? I'm not going to interrupt. Go ahead. I'll interrupt later.
So Samuel de Champlain wrote in 1604, there is a harbour very good for vessels, and the head of it has a little river which runs from a distance inland, which I named the port Cape Negro on the account of a rock which at a distance resembles one. So basically, he was basically he named it after a rock that looked like, I believe it looked like one of the slaves he had. So it was a really offensive. It was, but also
So that was actually
He'd
going to
al-
be
he,
one of my questions is like, how was it named? And that's
yeah,
that's pretty
and
horrible.
and also it's hard. It's basically just like because the rocks are black there, so that's what it was. It was just a very very much like a silly look that looks like a thing, and then just copy and paste the name across in his mind. Also, really shit at naming. Really ran out of things to name things. Like I know Nova Scotia's got a big coast, but that's really they were running low on imagination at that point
Right.
when they were
I'd never heard of this
oh
place. I don't live in Nova Scotia. That's crazy.
yeah so it was named. The name is
Nobody likes
based on
so I can guess that the
the, n-
people in that cove didn't appreciate the change because human nature is to just not like change, no matter what the change is. Like,
no
no matter
exactly.
what the change is, your automatic reaction is to oppose it. It's just
But my
human
favorite
nature. It's
thing,
stupid, but it's
so
human nature.
it is. But the local newspaper, the Chronicle Herald, shared this story, and it had 804 comments in the last 24 hours,
Oh my
and
god.
most of it is people. I'd say about 30% of people are going, "This was a no-brainer." Like, well done on that community for just going, "Hey, let's just change this because it's kind of why wouldn't you? Why would you
Right.
keep it? You know." Um, 70% of people are complaining that history has been rewritten. Why is everyone trying to why isn't everyone why is everyone trying to erase our history? Why is this woke mob destroying our heritage? All that kind of stuff. But the funny thing is, all the people arguing that, none of them knew the actual history about how the rock was named. They were
Oh,
like,
wow.
"You're destroying our history." I
The
mean,
cove, you mean?
but it's yeah, you're destroying the history of this community. They don't live there, number one, and number two, they don't know the actual history.
Wow.
A lot of them were guessing.
It's interesting. It's kind of like tearing down statues, and like there's part of me that is all for keeping history around so that we can learn from it because there's a real danger of erasing stuff that we don't want to think about you know but someone, I forget who said it, it was a very funny point, which was like, let's go back in time before the statue is put up and have this monster of a human being who enslaved, I'm just making up someone at random, who enslaved people and killed others and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, just a monster of a person. And then you go up to someone, under that person's shadow and say, all right, now that that's all over, where would you like your oppressor's statue to be erected? You know what I mean? Like, oh fuck yeah, that's an interesting point. Right. um, so
But
I'm not for erasing history because it's uncomfortable, but at the same time, I totally, there's room for change and a room for adaptation.
also, if you're going to complain that the people are erasing history, but not make any effort to learn that history,
Right,
you haven't
exactly.
like you can't go. Oh, you're trying to erase the history. Okay, well, what is the history? I don't know. I'm just angry and on Facebook. Leave me alone.
I'm just angry at on Facebook.
Yeah. I just want to be. Just let me rage type. It's fine. Um, but like most of them are just like people, and it's just I don't know. It's why I don't usually go on Facebook, but I thought I need to check Facebook out to see what people are saying about this.
Mhm.
And this is going on in Nova Scotia. They are renaming a lot of the names that are based to colonialism and everything, and they're not. I kind of feel like it. We should remember the people they were named after, or the reasons things were named, because we need, like you're saying, we do need to learn from history,
Yeah, if we don't learn from
and
history, we're
calling
doomed to repeat it.
yeah, and I see this as like we need to learn from the fact they needed to rename this town, this community, but also we need to learn why it was wrong to be called that today and why it was changed. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah,
there's
and
no
maybe,
no one's saying what are you talking. It's not like on the Simpsons movie when they tried to delete the town off Google Maps and pretend Springfield never existed. It's not that. Like they're not saying it was never used to be called this. It's now known
right.
for going, hey, we want a fresh start for this community. We want people to actually visit here and not worry that they're gonna like turn up to this kind of very insular place that can still live with such a problematic name.
I wonder if it was a move to increase people moving into the city. Um, and in doing this change, they got so much publicity that people are going to go down and visit it just out of tourism anyway. I
I
feel
would. I go out my way to go to Eel Bay now because I'm like, you just go, oh, that's
because of the name change.
Yeah, because of the name change. They were not
Because of the
great.
drama.
Well,
you would go.
well done.
You would go for the drama, Reese.
I wouldn't
Let's
go there
face
for the
it, okay?
drama, but I would go there just to go, oh, well, I'd just walk around, knock on some doors, say, well done. They'd say, why? I wouldn't explain myself.
Just turn around, walk away. Yeah.
Yeah.
Point to
then-
the turd you left on their yard. Yeah.
Yeah.
Give them a high five. A thumbs up
see
as you
me
walk
getting
backwards.
back into the truck with my kids and they're bored because we've been doing that for 6 hours.
Never breaking eye contact. Just knock on the door, say
Exactly,
well done.
exactly.
They're like, sorry, what? For what? Who are you? And then back away slowly. Don't break eye contact. Point to the turd you left on their lawn. Get back into the truck backwards. Close the door. Don't break eye contact, and then peel away with the kids in the back. That's a great plan. I think everyone should do this down at Eel Cove. Go. There you go. That's your homework.
Support Eel Cove and their new name. And my favorite comment though, out of all this hate and everything else,
Yes,
on it, my
please.
favorite was the most Nova Scotian reply to all this, which
Okay.
was like the most Nova Scotian response to racism was back in our grandparents' day, they would crap outside and smoke in the house. Times change.
That's amazing. I'm using that. I'm stealing that. That's amazing. Oh my God. Well, I for the one am for the change. Well done, Eel Cove.
Yeah, well done.
Maybe put a plaque up so you don't forget the horribly racist person who founded your place. Or something,
And
just so you
to
don't-
everyone complaining that we're throwing out all the history books, go and fucking read one of them. That's all I've got to say.
We've
for a
become very
change.
bitter.
I know.
You used to never swear on the show. Do you remember? You used to never swear.
That's because I
And
used to
now
be a good
it's-
boy. I just fell in with the wrong crowd, Jesse. Anyway, so that was it. Yeah,
That was good. It was
So-
good juicy bits, Reese. Thank you for that.
so
and that just
if-
happened, did it?
Do you live somewhere with a name drenched in racism and colonialism? Let us know. I mean, there's also a lake in Nova Scotia called Big Ass Lake, which is quite funny.
That's amazing. Where the fuck is this? The research
Sorry?
that you do is astounding. I don't know where Big Ass Lake is, but I want to go.
You've never heard of Big Ass Lake?
No, I have not heard of Big Ass Lake.
it's
Are you fucking
It's
kidding
next
me?
to. There's next to. There's one called Gold Lake. There's one called Little Mud Lake, and then there's Big Ass Lake.
Big Ass Lake.
Is near the Moose River gold mines, near the Tangier area.
We gotta go. We gotta go to Big Ass Lake, Reese.
It's ironically one of the smaller ones.
Right, of course. We're in danger of having these this juicy bit turn into a
Full episode.
a full episode. Yeah, I was gonna say
Yeah,
like
anyway,
a cold
so that
and
was a
stale
juicy
bit.
bit. Nova Scotian community renames itself to get with the times and is then smashed with hate online by small-minded simpletons.
Yeah. Thank you so much for educating me today. So, dear listener, our 250th episode is coming up soon in less than a couple weeks, I think, or a couple weeks, something like that, within 14 days-ish, give or take some amount of time. And no, just a week. Is it a week? Week and a
Wow,
half?
that was so confusing. Very soon, you've got like about a week until our 250th episode. So if you go to speakpipe.com/Canadian politics is boring, leave us a nice 250th episode message, and we'll be
that'd be
eternally
really
grateful.
nice. That'd be
Yeah.
lovely. Yeah.
Right, we should go now.
All right, I'm gonna go.
Bye.
Let's dance. Let's
Canadian
dance.
politics is boring, juicy bits.
Better fucking dance.
Canadian politics is boring, juicy bits.
I'm not your dancing boy.